Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin. It is that time of year again where we are stressing out over what are we going to do for a 2019 planner. So I have spent most of October setting up a system, kind of just expanding on the system that I was using, and realized very quickly, and I'm going to move this stack out of the way, that this is too much for me to carry around on a day-to-day basis. So the latter half of 2018, I was utilizing the Erin Condren hourly, which I love, and I'll open it up really quick. This week was done strictly in pencil. Some weeks are very decorative. Lots of things paper clipped in and extra sticky notes added. Love it. It looks beautiful. It's pretty. But I was carrying around several notebooks with me because there just isn't a lot of, it's a life planner, but to me, I want a book that I can carry everything with. And I need the extra space for the dailies. So Erin Condren came out with the Petite Journals, and I have a video on this TN. I inserted the notebooks that I use on a regular basis, the daily pages for 2019. It's big, it's bulky, it's heavy, it's very heavy. It's just a little bit too cumbersome to carry these with me because my home is in it. In this one I have like my budgets, I have my HR notes, I have my task notes, my project notes. It just was getting too cumbersome. So I was trying to figure out a way that I could have everything I needed together, but not be overwhelmed. I don't want to go back to rings. While I love rings, I was just adding too much extra stuff, and I don't have the discipline to set up a quote bullet journal. So I went online, did some research, and came across the Hobonichis. Love the Hobonichis. So for 2019, this is actually my entire stack of stuff for 2019. I have a notebook that I'm actually utilizing now. I have a original Hobonichi in English that I'm going to be using for journaling every day, where I can just kind of leave it on my bedside table. I can just write a quick recap of the day, maybe get fancy in it and do some art journaling or put some pictures in it. It's a very simple planner. It has your monthly pages and then your daily pages in it. It's a smaller size, kind of how I was utilizing my Happy Planner Mini several years ago, on just jotting down a few notes on what happened during the day. So really, really like this. And to be honest, I bought it because I love the cover. I wanted this cover. If they would have made this cover in the larger size, I probably wouldn't have bought this also. Now, day-to-day planning. What am I going to be using? This is the Hobonichi Cousin, and I originally ordered the Avec, and I've been using it now as like a pen test page and a paint test page, and just trying to see what bleeds and what doesn't bleed. And to be really honest, I have no idea where I laid it down at. But I was thinking 6 months at a time, perfect. My only issue with the Avec is that you do not get the entire year of monthly overviews. And I need to be able to fast forward, and let me make sure this is in screen with it open. I didn't even test it. I need to be able to fast forward to November in February sometimes. And that would require me carrying both of the notebooks in the jacket, and that defeated the purpose of having two notebooks. So I went ahead and ordered the Hobonichi Techo, and I got it off of Amazon since I'd already done 2 orders through Hobonichi. And yes, it's about $10–15 more, But in the long run, it ended up costing the same because I wasn't having to pay for the shipping from Japan. Now, I'll admit it's fun getting things from Japan. So this is going to be my setup, and I'll explain a little bit on how I'm going to use it. I have a cover on cover. I don't remember the name of this cover, y'all. I'm not a Hobonichi expert. This is the first time I've bought one. But it's like a fabric cover with this leather-like material on the inside. Has plenty of pockets. I kind of thought about dropping my debit and credit cards in it, but this pocket is so tall that stuff would just fall through it. I have a little address book that I've kind of written down my account information and my login information for web pages that when my phone updates, I never remember what the logins are. Also wrote things down like my electric account number, stuff that I may utilize on a quick reference if I'm out and about. This notebook is going to be household notes, and I've already started taking some, so I'm not really going to flip through it. There's something like 50 pages in here, or it's 25 pages, so 50 sheets of paper front and back to take notes on. This is so slim. That's awesome. And then in the back, I have a notebook inserted for work notes. And then I bought some Tomoe River paper because it's really thin, and just ran it through my printer and tipped in. I figured if I was running it on my 32 hammer mill, it would be too thick. And the purpose of this is for it to be thin and easy to carry around. Lightweight, that's the word I was looking for. Some of the things I bought from Hobonichi was the pencil board, and then these really pretty little wave tabs. These are really cute, but the letters are so small you're still counting. Even with my bifocal contacts in, it's hard for me sometimes to see what the months are. So why is this going to work for me going into 2019? You have your yearly overview, and I've already went in and dropped in with some just clear dots, and I use the Erin Condren clear dots, and I've already moved them. No, I did not move them back to their home spot. They're kind of sitting off to the side. This is just the pack of the Erin Condren clear dots that I've used in other planners, and I just marked my paydays. Added some washi for some decoration, a couple of little Erin Condren portrait stickers that you can order. It has your 2018 and your 2020 overview. So if we would have had, when I was in retail, I used to go up against major campaigns, and I could have highlighted the first week of June. We had a really big major campaign, and I have really large numbers that I'm going up against. But I've changed jobs, so I really don't have anything in 2018 that I'm going to be going up against. Your next section is your index pages or your tracking pages. The way I'm going to utilize this is for those one-offs that I need to reference very quickly. When did I change the oil in my car? When did I change out my contact lenses? When did the dogs go to the vet last? When did my husband go to the doctor last? Those kind of things that you want to see quickly on an overview. That's what this is going to be for. More of a quick reference for those quarterly tasks or those tasks that kind of reoccur on a regular basis, but it's like, okay, when's the last time I went and got my hair cut? That kind of stuff. So that's what I'm going to use these for. I've seen where people use them in multiple ways. To me, it's redundant to drop in your birthdays, anniversaries, those kind of things, because you typically have those on your monthly overview. And you get 2 pages. You get January through December. And this is a January start planner, but you have your December overview. So I kind of laid my December out just so I could kind of get a feel for it. Now, y'all know me. If you've seen my other videos, I'm more of a functional planner, but I like that little bit of splash of pretty. So I like this because it doesn't tempt me to use an entire monthly kit and make the page so pretty and so decorative that I don't utilize it. When I was taking the time to come in and use the kits to make my page pretty, I really wasn't utilizing my monthly overviews. So let me find another one. One of them in here was like, I don't use it to the best of its ability. It's pretty and it's pretty to look at. I just don't use it. So with this, I just went in, dropped in some washi. I can use little stickers here and there to make it pretty if I want to. And I went ahead and just laid out some decorations through February and March. So I have my first quarter kind of done. So you have your monthly pages. Go wild. I don't think I'm going to be going this year. And that's going to go all the way through March of 2020, which is really nice because it gives you lots of pages that you can future plan with. So I like that. Then you get into your weekly spread. And your weekly spreads start the first week of January, so December 31st. This is a true 24-hour. So I like this. I've already kind of dropped in. These are when I have specific tasks for my job that I have to do that nobody else can do. I can also choose a different color and track my sleep on it if I wanted to. There's room on the side that you can put in your hydration tracker, your habit tracker, those types of things. So that made it really appealing to me because I can still, and this washi takes it up, but you have space at the top. So even if I didn't want to decorate it, I could come in and put where my husband worked that day because he works a very sporadic kind of on-call schedule sometimes. So sometimes he's in town, sometimes he's in another city. I can kind of mark those kind of things there. But I can also use it as a tracker. And then I can also come in and time block. I haven't dropped in my appointments yet because I'll have a lot more that come in. But you can come in and write down those time-sensitive things on this page. So I can use it the same way I was using my hourly here, where I was dropping in when I had certain tasks that needed to happen. But instead of having to put a bunch of sticky notes on there and craziness covering it all up, I can actually come over to my daily pages and do that. So that's really neat. I like that. So, and I have that all through here. And then your next section is going to be where you get into your dailies. Well, at the end of your weeklies, you have kind of an overview page, like a, oh, you could use it as a memory or a focus board. You can use it for a lot of things. I'm planning on just jotting down quotes throughout the year that are going to kind of stick with me and help me stay motivated. At the beginning of each month, you have a page where you can write down kind of your overview. So that's what this page is your overview page. Now, what I'm planning on doing is using my bill pay sheets that I've used in the past, and I have some printed. Where did they go? I need to reprint them on the correct paper. But it's going to be an overview of my bills that are due. And I may have already pulled them out and tossed them. Nope, here they are. So I can just tip this in with an additional piece of washi and have a quick overview of what bills are coming out of this paycheck, what bills are coming out of that paycheck. And if I tip it in, I can still flip it up and use this as my goal setting and kind of my monthly focus page. I can do a master list of tasks that are due. That is strictly just a note page for the month. But I'll have these and I'm going to print them again on the A5 paper, and then I'll probably just trim them down so they'll fit a little bit better. And then just tip them in, and I have my quick overview there of what needs to be paid when. Your dailies, you have a place for your appointments. So it comes from 6 a.m. to 3 a.m. It's a little bit smaller. If you wanted, you could do colored dots, and I've kind of thought about that. Okay, there's something going on at 7. Let me flip back over to that weekly page. All right, that's the appointment that I have at 7. So there's a couple of different ways you could utilize that appointment section. You have a spot at the top for your top 5 priorities. And then it's probably hard to see in the video, but there's a faint line that runs through here that kind of separates this section. You can use this section for a work section and this for a home section, or you can use this as your home section and this for your work notes. There's a couple of different ways that you can use it. So I like that my dailies are right there. It has everything I was forcing my Erin Condren and my ring bound planners to be. And then at the back you have some note pages. And again, I just made a tip in with like a credit score tracking sheet. When I flip it up, I can list what are the things that we're wanting to achieve by improving our credit score in 2019. And you have several little pages that you can just do like some tracking or notes that you want to keep handy for the year, whatever. There's also a timetable. This would be great for like students on Monday, first period, second period, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. That's the only thing I can figure out. It's in Japanese. I don't speak Japanese. You also have graph paper to track something throughout the year if you wanted to. If you maybe were trying to lose weight or just be healthier, you could track those habits on a graph. Then you have your favorites, and there's 12 blocks. So for the month of January, my favorite movie, book, song, food, restaurant, or activity was, and rate it, and it just kind of gives you a synopsis of what your favorite for each month was. Then you have, I have no idea what any of this Japanese is, but you have 12 blocks here. So the way I want to utilize this is in January, if I had to choose one word to describe my month, what would it be? So I'm going to use it as a recap. So what's that one word that impact or stuck out to me most? Then you have a bunch of pages written in Japanese, and I'm probably going to end up tipping in things over it and utilizing the pages that way. You have a gift list. Did you get a gift from, or did you give a gift to? I believe this is an age chart. Then you have important addresses. You have your contact information, and you are at the end of the book. And then again, I just slipped in an additional notebook with tip-ins for work. There's also a pocket. You can slip in this handy dandy like little page finder thing. And there's pockets in the back. There's also a pocket here, and you would just slip open this cover on cover, and you could tuck things inside this outside pocket. So that is the 2019 Hobonichi Cousin and how I plan on using it going into the new year. So if you're like me and you're struggling with what are you going to do for 2019, how are you going to make it work, that may help you out. I'll probably still need a notebook for work here and there, just because I have a lot of crazy things going on. So I do have a, I just lost my mind, a Midori, and a Midori cover. And then I hate the pin loop in the Midori, so I just added a pin clip that I got off of Amazon. And I'm using this more right now as a bullet journal, but it would be a neat place to kind of keep those extra little notes that you needed for work or specific projects or something like that. So honestly, now this is all I'm carrying with me on a day-to-day basis versus that big old giant stack of stuff that was so heavy. Anyway, hope that gave you some inspiration. Enjoy setting up your planners for 2019. If you enjoyed my overview, please like the video. Open to suggestions. My goal going into 2019 is more time management. I need to get back to basics. So it's getting back to the basics with a little bit of pretty thrown here and there. So hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, remember, we all got a plan. We just do it a little bit differently.